I'd like to call to order the WPCA and Town Council meeting of North Branford on Tuesday, January 20th at 6:30. Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mayor Angeloni.
Here.
Deputy Mayor McMillan.
Present.
Counselor Diamond. Here. Counselor Mace.
Here.
Counselor Miller.
Here.
Counselor Palicia.
Here.
Counselor Whitworth.
Here.
Counselor Zampano.
Here.
Okay, now on to minutes of the previous meetings. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the December 9th, 2025 special WPCA and Town Council meeting?
Motion.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Counselor Diamond. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Next one, do I have a motion to accept the minutes of December 16th, 2025 special Town Council meeting?
Motion.
So moved. Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Counselor Diamond. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? I abstain. Motion carries. Next one is a motion to accept the minutes of the December 30th, 2025 special Town Council meeting.
Motion.
Second. Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Counselor Diamond. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
I abstain.
Motion passes. Next is a motion to accept the January 15th, 2026 special Town Council meeting.
Motion.
Second. Motion to accept the minutes of the January 15th meeting by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Counselor Diamond. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Now on to the WPCA agenda. First item is correspondence or citizen statements regarding WPCA. Seeing none, move on to unfinished business. None listed. Next item is new business, discussion and action, 175 Twin Lakes Road sewer connection application.
Good evening. Before you tonight, you have a sewer connection for a single-family house, 175 Twin Lakes Road. They have already paid their connection fee, and there's capacity in the system to handle their flow.
Okay.
Okay.
It is an open lot. I think just recently it may have been cleared of trees for that references what the property is.
It's on page 32. Motion is on page 33.
Madam Chair, do you need a motion?
Yeah, please. Just read it as stipulated.
You don't have to read the whole thing, you can just say as
Yes.
stipulated.
Whereas the owner of the property known as 175 Twin Lakes Road, map 10, lot 5, has requested permission to connect to the above referenced property to town sewers, and whereas capacity exists in the sanitary sewer system for the projected flows from this property. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the North Branford Water Pollution Control Authority approves a proposal to connect said residential unit into the existing sanitary sewers in Twin Lakes Road, subject to the following conditions: that the installation be in accordance with the rules and regulations governing the installation of sanitary sewers and developments and in conformance with the Town of North Branford sanitary sewer details. That any revisions required by the town engineer shall include in the final site plan that sewer connection will be to the 6-inch stub located on the property. That the owners enter into an agreement with the town authorizing the connection of said proposed new residential unit at the property known as 175 Twin Lakes Road, map 10, lot 5, to the existing sanitary sewer lateral located on the property in general conformance with the above referenced conditions, and that the town manager is hereby authorized to enter into said agreement on behalf of the Water Pollution Control Authority, subject to the approval of the agreement by the town attorney. Said agreement shall be executed by both parties and filed with the town clerk prior to commencing any work on this project.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Motion was made by Counselor Mace, seconded by Deputy Mayor McMillan. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Citizen statements and petitions regarding WPCA. Seeing none, we'll move on to the regular town council meeting. The next item is community events and presentations. And we will be honoring years of service to the town. The first is for Melissa Pantaleo from Economic Development. We have a plaque here from the town of North Branford. In recognition of service, Melissa Pantaleo, this commendation is hereby given in recognition and appreciation for your many years of service and contributions to our community. Economic Development Commission from January 8th of 2019 to March 2nd, 2021 as an alternate, and then from March 2nd, 2021 to October 21st, 2025. Presented to Melissa by the North Branford Town Council, December of 2025. Melissa. Here. Which I would do. All right. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is Daniel Pond here? No? Okay, I'll just read. Town of North Branford, recognition of retirement, Daniel Pond, August 12th, 2002 to November 4th, 2025. The town extends thanks to Daniel for his 23 years of dedicated service on the occasion of his retirement. Please accept our appreciation for your countless contributions and commitment to service on behalf of the citizens of North Branford over your distinguished tenure. Congratulations to Dan. Fran, can I give you this to you?
That's the deal.
Okay. So there is a public hearing scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight, so we are just going to continue on with the meeting until 7, and then we'll come back to the public hearing. Reports of committees, boards, and commissions. First one is Economic Development.
Yes, the Economic Development Commission had a meeting January 5th, and the Economic Development Commission met to discuss initiatives to support local farmers and strengthen the town's agricultural economy. Key areas of the focus included identifying opportunities to increase publicity to local farmers to better reach visitors to the town, and exploring agritourism opportunities as means of economic development. Additionally, the acting town manager reported that outreach efforts have begun with local restaurant owners in preparation for upcoming Restaurant Month initiative. Next meeting is February 2nd.
Okay, thank you. Park and Recreation, the next meeting will be next Tuesday, January 27th. Police Commission.
The Police Commission met on January 12th The chief announced that they have to replace the server for the cameras, but there's funds in the radio project for that. That was something when the server in the old building was moved over, they knew that eventually they were gonna have to replace that, and they planned for that. The new dashboard is live, the police, I don't know if anybody's looked at it, but I think they're getting good reviews for that. It provides very up-to-date information on police activity. Now, the next item that was on the agenda, I know we're gonna vote on it tonight, but the commission did vote to charge $50 from $25 for road work. And the monies will go, part of it will go into the gasoline account, and the other part will go into the maintenance account to save money for future cars. They had quite a bit of correspondence, recognition of officers, and in terms of the traffic authority, it was announced that the DOT is going to revise and change the traffic signals at Route 17 in Village.
Okay. All right. Next is Fire Commission. So Fire Commission met last week and they installed 2 new deputy chiefs. It was Deputy Chief McFarland, who is in charge of EMS training, better known as Spanky. So he was installed, and also Tom Hart was installed for training, and that took place at Company 2. And then we had a special meeting last week in regards to a request from the Fire Commission for a new used ambulance. They've been actively looking. One of our ambulances is no longer can be repaired. So we have the 2 that are on staff all the time, 24/7, 365. This was a spare that would be put into rotation when the other one got fixed. It can no longer be repaired. They did have money in their capital reserve account in CIP, so that was what the special meeting was for last week. We did approve spending up to $91,500. The new deputy chief was actively looking. They were able to secure one out of state, and they were able to get it for $80,000. They were asking more than what we had authorized for, but he did some great work negotiating. It will be shipped up here. It's coming from Texas, so there's no salt or any damage like that due to the northeast weather. And the good thing on that too is we also get a 30-day warranty, which is kind of unheard of. So we'll have time for it to go to Public Works and have them inspect it also. And they are shipping it at no cost to the town. They are paying the cost of shipping it here. So Chief Lennon was very happy with the purchase so far, and glad that his new deputy chief was so persistent in negotiating this deal. Their next meeting will be in February, first Thursday in February.
Madam Mayor, are you gonna give the updates for the fire department from now on, or?
No, I just happened to be at the meeting because I installed the 2.
Okay, I just wanna know whether we should prep or not.
I was there for the installation. I installed the 2 new officers, so that's why I did it. Okay, Planning and Zoning Commission.
I have no update.
Okay. Finance Subcommittee, we met last week. There are a number of items on our agenda tonight that we discussed. One of the big things is that we're going into the budget process, and they will be using Munis for budget this year, which will be a big change for the council. So it will be online, but you can get a paper copy. But in order to really get to see the nitty-gritty of the budget, there's going to be a learning curve, and we strongly suggest that once it's out there, that you, before our meetings, you go into the module, it's going to be Munis, so that you get used to it. It's department heads. They had a meeting last week and they're having another meeting this week in regards to setting it up. Council members will be able to get a paper copy. If you would like a paper copy, you'll just have to let them know. Let Rory know so that they can. They are also going to be putting together a tutorial for council members as far as how to go into Munis and be able to see the transactions, the budget, the actual budget. So that's one of the biggest changes on budget for this year on there. The other items discussed at Finance Subcommittee are on our agenda later on. Also, one thing, we also had a presentation at Finance Subcommittee from Totucket TV and the dire situation that they are in on their budget due to cuts in funding from them. This will be presented to us in more detail during our budget negotiations. We do subsidize to Totucket TV right now. And we also altered their lease last year at their request because North Branford Dental needed some more parking spaces. So their lease was adjusted and North Branford Dental pays some of the lease for use of the parking lot there. That has all helped them, but their revenue is down just due to all the streaming services and everything else. They do not get as much money in as they used to, so that is putting them in a financial bind. So there will be more of a presentation to the council on this during budget. Public Safety Communications Subcommittee.
Public Safety Committee met on January 14th. Deputy Chief Esposito told us that there are still issues with some of the fire department pagers. Some of them are also at NORCOM. We're still going back and forth with those pagers. Chief Lovelace provided an update. There are still a number of financial and outstanding invoices. We agreed to pay a number of them. However, we will not sign off yet on the NORCOM project, that their invoice, because of the problems with the radios until it's all fixed. Public Works, we understand at this point is okay in terms of their communication. There's still an issue with communicating with our mutual aid towns, and Deputy Chief Colangelo is going to do some more research on that and come back to that meeting next month to see what we can do about that. And then Chief Lennon mentioned, our new fire chief, that there's a problem with the computers in the fire engines. So they're kind of at the end of their life and something has to happen. So the committee did approve replacement of those computers. More to come. If I ever can say that the pages are working wonderfully, we can have a party.
Thank you. Inland wetlands.
Moving that over to.
Yeah. And their meeting did not happen for this month
No.
yet, correct, okay. Blueprint Committee,
Our meeting is Thursday. This
okay,
coming Thursday.
all right, thank you. All right, Town Manager's Report.
Good evening. House Bill 8002, the so-called housing bill, was signed into law by the governor in November and has gone into effect as of January 1st. As you're probably aware, this bill replaces HB 5002, which the governor vetoed over the summer. The bill has wide-ranging impacts on zoning and development throughout the state. Groups throughout the state are working with state legislators and agencies to clarify portions of the bill. In the meantime, we've begun working with CCM, SCROG, and other organizations to determine the impact to the town. Different portions of the bill will have different effective dates, so while we have no immediate concerns, we'll remain on top of the situation and keep you abreast of developments as decision points arrive. The town welcomed the Lash Studio to North Branford on December 10th. Located at 1211 Foxen Road, the Lash Studio offers a range of eyelash treatments, facials, and waxing services. It's owned by North Branford resident Lisa Picarillo. The Lash Studio staff of licensed estheticians offer their customized luxury services at affordable prices in a clean, serene, and welcoming space. The town holiday party was held Thursday, December 11th at Capone's Pizza Bar. Attendance was impressive and a good time was had by all, with plenty of holiday cheer to go around. Thank you to everyone who was able to attend, especially Mayor Rose Angeloni and Deputy Mayor Jeff McMillan. I attended the East Shore District Health Department's accreditation ceremony on December 12th. The district has undergone a decade-long process to reach this milestone, making it one of the few departments in the state to have achieved this recognition. Accreditation requires departments meet standards in 10 different areas of performance. We held a project kickoff meeting with our project manager for Munis for the time and attendance module on December 16th. Representatives of the police department and town administration were present to discuss goals and timelines. The project will begin in March with a projected go-live date early in the next fiscal year. After his appointment at your special meeting on December 30th, Mark Amatrudo was sworn in as Emergency Management Director on December 31st. He and I met on January 12th to discuss his transition and ensure that he was given access to all the necessary resources. We spoke about updating emergency plans and integrating them into regular meetings to improve preparedness. Town Engineer Chris Holden, Director of Public Works Fran Marola, and Assistant Director Dan Celentano and I met with representatives of Luke's Consulting Engineers, who were awarded the bid for the project design on the Twin Lakes Road LOTSIP project. LOTSIP is a state program administered through the COGS that provides funding for certain road construction projects. The town's contribution is generally limited to design work. The council awarded a bid for design work at $159,400. Currently, the projected cost for the project stands at $5 million. Which would be funded by the state. If all goes well, we're hoping to go out to bid in the spring with construction starting as soon as the fall. As the mayor mentioned, the town's annual budget process has begun. I met Friday with department heads to review the upcoming changes. We're making this transition because it will streamline the process by having the department heads enter their budgets directly into Munis. It will provide additional detail that will be useful going forward. The capital request process will remain the same as it has been in prior years, and we'll look to integrate it into Munis next year. We will provide a demonstration for the council at your February meeting to ensure that you have the information you need as you begin to review and modify the budget. I attended the Connecticut Public Employee Labor Relations Association's annual meeting on January 15th. There were informative sessions on compensation and benefits from a generational standpoint, trends in healthcare collective bargaining, and negotiating and implementing flexible working schedules. On January 6th, 2026, the Office of Policy and Management, in consultation with the Department of Agriculture, released updated recommended land use values for farmland, forest, and open space under the Connecticut PA 490 program. That's the program that exempts those properties from property taxation. Under the recommendation, land classified as tillable Class C soil would have increased from $350 an acre to $1,050 per acre. The majority of qualifying properties would have experienced a median tax increase of approximately $168 per farm, while properties with substantial acreage would have seen significantly higher impacts, averaging approximately $20,000. This was something that farmers were paying close attention to, but as of today, the governor has reinstated the prior per acre values, effectively maintaining the existing PA 490 land use assessments. Without the governor's action, the town would have continued to use the prior PA 490 values because the OPM figures were recommendations only. Parks and Recreation will host their next community dinner Friday, February 13th at 5:30 p.m. They're also putting on a program called Rec and Read, where children's 4 and under join Parks and Rec staff for a story and recreational activity. Each child will receive a copy of the book to take home. This event will be held tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. They're also presenting snow tubing at Powder Ridge for grades 6 through 8 next Thursday, January 28th, departing Stanley T. Williams at 4:15 p.m. They are debuting a community breakfast program tomorrow and February 10th from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And finally, they will be doing Cookies with a Cop Tuesday, February 17th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. As Councilor Miller mentioned, the Economic Development Commission has been working on Restaurant Month for February. It will be the same format as last year, which is a gift certificate raffle of all the participating restaurants. There will be a minimum spend for patrons to qualify. If they spend that amount of money, they'll fill out a ticket and be entered into the raffle. There will be two winners. One will receive all of the $50 gift certificates. One will receive all the $25 gift certificates. Currently, we have 7 participating restaurants. We're hoping for an 8th, and 2 so far have committed to donate gift certificates on top of those 7. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. And now the town manager's report, update regarding permanent project building committee.
So at the North Branford Police Department, warranty items are being addressed and the HVAC adjustments are still being worked on. At the high school, glass replacement is still in process with a scheduled completion of this past weekend. They are investigating the green roof leak over February and April break when the schools are out of session. And warranty and closeout review are in process. At the Edward Smith Library, the RFP for commissioning agent is on your agenda later tonight. No update on the storage building at the high school. In the Public Works facility, construction is still in process. Phase 1 is complete. That's the employee spaces, and furniture has been installed. Phase 2, which is the administration spaces, is expected to be completed in February. And for the Stanley T. Williams Community Center, HVAC updates will be on the agenda next week.
Okay. All right, thank you. Instead of moving on, we're, very close to 7 o'clock, so we're gonna start by just reading the notice for the public hearing tonight. It's on page 35 of our packet. Yes, Deputy Mayor McMillan, if you could read that.
Notice of public hearing. The North Branford Town Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the North Branford Town Hall Council Chambers. The purpose of the public hearing will be to hear comments and proposed ordinance number 2025-1 entitled Right to Farm Ordinance, as summarized below. The purpose of this new ordinance is to recognize the significant role that agricultural plays in the town of North Branford by protecting farmland and encouraging the pursuit of agricultural and promoting agricultural basic opportunities. It would be guaranteed that the agricultural operations consistent with approved agricultural practices will not be considered a nuisance due to the change of the use of adjacent land. It affirms the permissible enumerated normal conditions and byproducts of normal agricultural activity. The copy of the proposed ordinance is on file in the office of the town clerk and posted on the town website. Dated North Branford, Connecticut, this 11th day, December 2025. Lisa Valenti, MMC, North Branford Town Clerk. And then the email to public comments is public-comments@northbranfordct.com. Publication date January 15, 2026. The Sound.
Okay, thank you. All right, it is now 7 o'clock, so we can open, it's 7:01, and we will open the public hearing for proposed ordinance number 2025-1 entitled Right to Farm Ordinance. Is there anyone in the public here that would like to get up and speak? If so, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address, and you can speak.
Tyler Rose, 42 Valley Road, and also Ag Commission. I just want to say that the proposed ordinance just kind of makes sense. It's already accepted farm practices that are already allowed, and it already it's more of a way to protect the town should any new developments go in or anything like that. So, yeah, just I support it.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments for the public hearing?
Potter Northford. I think this is very important, especially with what's happening. The Planning and Zoning Commission got a taste of it the other night. This housing situation might fit cities, but it's also almost might become a land grab. And part of this was brought out today. And it was kind of political because they said tax raising would force farmers out. The land developers would buy that property and build housing. And so we have to be sensitive to help all the farms we can every time we can. And taxing these people to death is not the way you do it. You saw what Willie went through, is still going through, and may never get a firm answer. And all these guys want to do is feed us. You can't beat the DeFranciscos and everybody, the Roses, everybody. They do it because they like to do it. It's in their blood. So everything we can do in the town to help them, but we also have to keep an eye on their back too, because this could really get nasty. I mean, this thing was thrown to a special session, and if the governor hadn't stepped in today, luckily, our town nipped it in the bud. Vinny was very happy to say that this morning on the radio, that we didn't take it serious because we knew the damage would happen to what would happen to our town farmers. But that's not happening statewide. So again, anytime this commission's in front of you, support them. They're working hard, they've got a purpose, and it's to help the farmers. And we are a farming town. It's obvious if you go up down these rural roads, and these guys are trying to scratch a living out of the ground. I was talking with Mr. DeFrancisco. Tonight's going to be a tough night for him and his greenhouses. I mean, it's legal gambling. They put their money in the ground and hope they'll get something back. And with the weather we've had and stuff, their operating costs go sky high. And if you're going to tax them on top of that, what are they going to do? And there's also, I mean, we got to be aware of what's going to happen in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe DeFrancisco, 5 Old Forest Road, and we just proposed this to you guys because we just think with all the new people moving in, that just this gives us, the town, some leg to, you know, we already have something in place to say, we like farming in this town, and this is, you know, we want to keep them, and this is what we have, and that's about all I have.
Thank you. Are there any other comments in regards to the public hearing? Okay. No more comments? Okay. The public hearing is closed at 7:05 p.m. And there is an item on the agenda in a little bit that we will take action, or it's open for action on there. So we'll just continue on with the meeting right now. So on item 10, citizen statements, petitions, and correspondence. There was correspondence submitted by Bill Savastano on January 6th and 7th that the clerk for the town council has received. He would like it entered into the minutes and said we do not have to read it. He just wants it into the minutes. He did send more correspondence today This one he would like read into the minutes, so I will do that now. These statements are from Bill Savastano of Sunnyside Drive. His first one is a comment in regards to the agenda. Whenever the council meets the day after a Monday holiday, the agenda doesn't get posted until the Tuesday morning, the day of the meeting, only 8 hours before the meeting. An average working person would not see the agenda or the agenda packet. Tax freeze for seniors. We need to create an amendment to the tax relief ordinance for seniors that would establish a tax freeze for our seniors starting at 75 years of age and that have been in their residence for 25 years or more. We can negotiate the parameters, but must freeze at 75% of last year's taxes. We can also offer a deferral option for those that struggle. Let's remember a senior Social Security benefits were based on income from 15 to 20 years ago. COLA is not keeping up with the rate of inflation. We all hear the news of the higher cost of living. People are hurting out there. Just look at the cars line up at our food pantry. Many of our neighboring towns have a freeze, and the new first selectman of Branford has just introduced the proposal with the town's Ways and Means Committee. In reference to the win at Central Plaza, maybe we can get a report from our CEO on anything he would like to share with the residents about how effective the new blight ordinance is working, either good or bad. Recently, we appointed a new fire chief and an EMD director. It would be helpful for them to collaborate on a presentation that would cover a summary of how well prepared we are as a town in the event of an emergency. As a senior, I am more concerned because I am more vulnerable. Do we need to establish a CERT team? Totucket TV has Dan Arman's I Want to Know or Kara Papa's Community Lens, two options to get the presentations out. Thank you for your time. One thing I would like to say in regards to Bill's comment about the agenda was posted last night before 5 o'clock. Rory happened to be in here on the holiday along with our IT person, Dennis Pannone, and it was posted on the town's website along with the backup. So it was posted 24 hours before the meeting on there. And I also received correspondence from Cliff Potter that he would just like to be entered into the minutes, so I will give that to our clerk after the meeting. And then I would like to thank Franny Marola, Dan Celentano, and their crew at Public Works for the amazing job that they have been doing on the North Branford roads through the various storms that we've had lately. I understand there's another storm that's supposed to be coming this weekend. I'm sure the guys are all happy to be in their new facility, at least that part of it now. They now have more than one bathroom for all of them when they're working, so that's a good thing. Keep up the good work, guys. We appreciate everything that you do. Is there any other correspondence, citizen statements at this time? Okay, moving on to resignations and appointments.
Madam Chairperson,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion.
okay.
I move that town council approve en bloc all of the appointments and reappointments listed in 11C through and including 11S, unless any council member objects to any one of the names listed there.
Do I have a second?
Just looking over it.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion was made by Counselor Mace, seconded by Counselor Whitworth. So I'm just going to read off quickly the appointment or reappointment in what board. So we have the appointment of Edward Lawton to the Inland Wetlands, appointment of Bill Galdenzi to Inland Wetlands as a public member alternate, Bruce Abelson to the Planning and Zoning as a regular member, Dan Seiden to Planning and Zoning as an alternate, Victoria Caroline to the Veteran Service Commission as a regular member. Reappointment of Steve Torino to the Parks and Rec Commission. Reappointment of Deputy Mayor Jeff McMillan to the Pension Committee. Reappointment of Mayor Angeloni to the Pension Committee. Reappointment of Adam Canosa to the Permanent Project Building Committee. Reappointment of Steve Scavo as an alternate to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Reappointment of Ashley Joyner to the Inland Wetlands Commission. Reappointment of Deb Alt to the Ethics Commission as an alternate. Reappointment of Dave Palumbo to the Permanent Project Committee as an alternate. Reappointment of Greg Sharp to the Solid Hazardous Waste and Recycling Committee. Reappointment of Melinda Fonda to Zoning Board of Appeals as a regular member. So those are all of the appointments in that motion.
Madam Chairman, if I may, just to be clear on the motion, I believe, and I'll ask Attorney Mace, is it to combine or to combine and approve all as one?
I said that, combine and approve all
You
in
gotta
one,
make sure
yes.
that's clear for the
Yes.
record. Thank
Thought
you.
I said that.
So it's only one vote you need to take, not a second.
Oh, okay.
He's combining the items as well as moving. Once combined, they all be approved by one vote, so which you can do.
Okay, all right. Does anyone want to remove any of those that were read? Those are all the appointments or reappointments that are listed in the agenda.
Did you mention Bill Belzant? I must have been.
Yes.
You did, okay, I missed that.
Yes, for inland wetlands as an alternate.
Because he was on planning and zoning, but he wasn't.
Right, yes. Yes. Okay, hearing no objections. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We also have two resignations. Resignation of Mary Caruso from the Planning and Zoning Commission as an alternate, and a resignation of Bill Galdenzi from Planning and Zoning as a regular member. Thank you to both Mary and Bill for your work on those committees. There's no vote that's necessary, it's just recognizing their work and their resignations on there. Okay. So moving on to unfinished business. Item A is proposed ordinance 2025-1 entitled Right to Farm. So we had a public hearing a few minutes ago. That has now closed. So we are ready to take action on this.
I make a motion to approve the right to farm ordinance 2025-1.
Second.
Motion was made by Counselor Diamond, seconded by Counselor,
No, you got it.
seconded by Counselor Miller. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Ordinance is passed. So I believe it's a 21-day wait, correct? It has to be published in, there's 21 days, and then it becomes an official ordinance for the town. So thank you to the Ag Commission for your work on this and bringing this forward. Okay, next item is proposed ordinance 2025-2, Chapter 182, entitled Peddling, Hawking, and Vending.
Madam Mayor, if I may, Brian Leclerc. Subsequent to the last meeting of this body, we've had a meeting with the police chief and the acting town manager to discuss what you ladies and gentlemen spoke about. I believe we'll be coming back at your next meeting next month with a revision to this that is workable for the police, workable for the town, and addresses the concerns that were raised with the existing ordinance. So you can see that you'll be seeing a revised version for your next agenda. And at that time, we can discuss it, and if you'd like, refer it to public hearing.
Okay, so I know later in the agenda, there's an item to set a public hearing date, but we're just going to not take action on that right now because you have more information.
Given the discussion, yes, we discussed with the chief and town manager in detail what we should be protecting, how to protect it, what tools they need, and what they don't need to make this workable
Okay.
in a good way, so.
Okay. Okay. Next item on the agenda is proposed charter revision. Should not say ordinance, it should just say proposed charter revision. And this is a discussion for the council. This has been on the agenda for a couple months, and I think we need to make a decision if we are going to be moving forward with charter revision. It's a very tight timeframe, so we cannot continue to have it on the agenda and not make a decision on this. We did receive an email from the town attorney in regards to charter revision and possible topics, things to look at in regards to charter revision. This came over a week ago, so hopefully you all have read that and have thought about it. And just going to put it out there and open up discussion for charter revision.
I would.
Go ahead.
I would have, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Originally, I was opposed when we first came up, but when I read the comments from the town attorney, I kind of think maybe we need to do something, because there are some areas that I don't think any of us realize that need correction or need updating. So I kind of agree at this point that maybe we need to do it.
And what areas are you looking at?
When I'm looking at some of the things he's talking about, there's corrections, minority representation's not listed, the budget process needs updating. It just looked like that there was more than, originally when I thought, when we were originally talking about it, was we were going to just basically talk about the budget process, but it looks like there are other parts of the charter that need updating.
If I maybe just be clear on what I was saying, sorry to interrupt, is I'm not saying that there are any problems that I think are glaring that you need to address. If you form a charter revision commission, these are things they should probably look at. Do you want to change your budget process? First of all, do you want a board of finance? You can change the entire way you treat the budget. Do you also want to do anything with the referendum and budget transfers? Do you want to do them at the end of the year like you do now, or do you want to do them earlier? None of it's wrong what you do by any means, and I don't want to suggest anything wrong. These are things you may want to look at. Boards and commissions, you have appointed boards and commissions. Do you want to make any of them elected? You have an option. Planning and zoning can be elected, for instance. You have to, if you're going to go to your charter, ask yourself that question. Purchasing, bidding, appropriations, remote meetings. Do you want to make a provision for remote meetings, to have all our meetings done remote as well as live? Minority representation. You have a provision for minority representation. It just doesn't have all the possible combinations of membership and, 5, 7, 9, 11, whatever you may have. You still have a state statute that controls. So if you're doing the charter, you may as well clean up a few little things. But from my perspective, there's nothing you have to do, and that I'd say you've got to change this. It's wrong, because you always have state statutes controlling anyways, in the state charter and the U.S. Constitution and the Connecticut Constitution. So,
Madam Chairperson, I think the state legislature already made the decision for us. In May of 2015, they passed a bill. The bill requires, and it was in effect on October 1st, 2015, the bill requires each municipality at least once every 10 years to appoint a commission to review its charter or home rule ordinance. Beginning October 1st, 2015, the bill requires appointing authorities to appoint a commission at least once every 10 years to fully review the municipality's charter or home rule ordinance. That was done in October of 2015. October 1st of 2025 was 10 years. As I recall, there has not been any charter revision or charter commission appointed in the 10 years. So I think the state legislature already made the decision for us that we have to review the charter and see what we can do to improve it.
I don't know the last time we had charter revision.
1994,
No,
according to my research.
It was after that, because we haven't had the voting referendum on the budget since 1994. That came later, and that was by a charter revision.
Okay.
So I think that has only been in place somewhere around 21 years, somewhere around there. So it had to be in the 2000s that we did one charter revision.
I spoke with Town Clerk Lisa Valenti today, and I believe she said, I would have to confirm it, but 2012, she believed was the last charter revision.
Okay,
Okay, so that's still before 2015.
Vin,
right.
Yes.
what you just read, does it say that we need to form a committee to review the charter, or does it say that we need to actually put a committee together for charter revision?
It
Because
says
there's two
the
different
bill-
things.
It requires the municipality to appoint a commission to review its charter or home rule ordinance and propose any amendments, authorizes the committee to do whatever it wants to do.
So we don't have to do a charter revision, we just need to put a committee together to review the charter.
And their job is the committee to come back and make their recommendations to us. They can go back and
Correct.
recommend nothing, or they can come back and recommend, based on what council has said, if we want to give them issues to look at, to see whether or not they agree to review those things that we asked them to
So
look
my,
at.
so my suggestion would be this year, let's appoint that committee to do that this year. And then this way, they could take the rest of this year to do that. And then this time next year, we can revisit the actual, you know,
Well,
I think they have timelines that they have to do.
Yeah, they do.
Right, Counselor?
yeah,
They
th-
Yeah.
yeah.
They have to get back to us by October.
Well, before then.
I'd
So-
say by
Yeah,
October.
well, no, we went through this at the last meeting.
that's
when-
if you're doing a revision. If we're just doing a committee to review it,
Well, no, if they review and they make recommendations that things have to be changed, or their recommendations to us that we have to vote on, and if we vote that it goes towards, election, you know, that they, go, it's the November election, because if there's changes, we went through the whole thing, we don't want to do a special election to change the charter, because then you need 15% of the people to come out and vote yes for the change
Special election.
in a special election. So you could have 15% come out, but if only 10% vote yes, it doesn't matter, none of the changes happen, because you need 15% to say yes on the revisions, plus you pay for a special election. So if that comes up from this review, we need to have it ready to go to ballot.
Right, it'll be a referendum vote on the regular election.
In November,
Right,
correct.
yeah.
Then.
Then there's no cost.
Well, it's no cost, and then you don't have to meet the percentage of people that come out either. In a special election you do, in a regular election you do not.
Okay, I didn't research that.
does that have to be a national election, or can that be a?
Well, this is not a national this year. It's just the November election. So whether it's, you would try to get it that it's not just a local election, because you get more,
Right.
you tend to get more people that come out in whether it's a state or a federal. Ours happens to be a state election this year. But the other part of that, also that Lisa has given us information on, is, so if they come back, the council has to set dates as to when they have to give a report to us. If we reject everything on that report and have nothing go forward to the ballot, the people have the option to petition, and we have to give them enough time so that they can petition and it falls within, so it can get on the ballot for November. Everything Lisa needs, the town clerk needs to get approval to get on the ballot, it's by the beginning of September. So we have to form that committee now and think about if there's anything we want them to look at, we have to give them that direction on there.
And according to the bill, has to be a minimum of 5, but no more than 15
Right, yep,
people. So you could have a minimum of 5, or you could have any number up to 15 if you want.
right. And we all know the larger the committee, the worse it is to get dates.
I have a question on what Counselor Mace read. Is that a recommendation or is that a hard, fast rule?
I believe it's a hard, fast.
I believe it's a
rule.
hard, fast rule.
Okay,
yes.
that's, I know,
Yeah.
but just important for us all to
Yeah.
know.
And to answer your question, I think it's really important to do this at a regular election, because I've had towns try to do it at a special election, because the statutes provide amendments must be approved by the majority of electors voting at a regular election or a majority, which equals 15% of the electors at a special election. Special elections never get out the percentages you need typically. It's
Right.
hard to motivate people to come out for a special election on a charter revision question. Usually you have to rely on your regular elections to do that. Because the regular election is just a majority, or the majority has to be 15% at a special election. So if everyone comes out at a special election, 15% of your voters, every one of them has to approve it, the recommendations. If you get, 29% turnout, you still need 15% to do it, so.
Right,
That's where it gets tricky.
okay. So, Rory, how would we get the word out that we're looking for people to serve on the commission? The charter review?
You also have to be careful, no more than 1/3 can hold any other public office, and no more than a bare majority can be from the same political party.
Correct.
Correct.
So that limits you
Yeah.
even more as you,
1/3 of whom can hold another municipal office, a bare majority of whom can belong to the same political party.
Correct.
So it has to be bare minimums, that's
Correct.
it. So it can't be overwhelming with Republican, Democrat, or unaffiliated. It has to be kind of fair.
unaffiliated, it's okay because they're not in a party. If they're independent, registered to the independent party, that's one thing, because we have that party. If you're just an unaffiliated, you can have the entire commission made up of unaffiliated people if you want, because they're not considered to be a member of a party in Connecticut.
Okay.
And they can't be, you said they can't be connected to an office, so they can't be an appointed.
So
to-
I have one other question.
No,
If
that's-
it is a hard and fast rule, and we don't take action,
What happened?
what happens? Nothing, right?
Someone, in theory, can file a mandamus lawsuit
Yeah.
against the town to compel you to do it. That's about it.
Yeah, okay.
I say let's do it. I mean, it's got to be
Yeah.
done. It's over 10 years, so let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, regarding how we would get the word out, we could do what we've done in the past when new committees have been formed and solicit volunteers, put it out in papers, on the town website, social media, have them fill out the application that we have in place, collect them and bring them to you.
Okay, so so if we put something out to have people, so that we can form our committee at our next council meeting, which is in February,
Mhm.
February 17th. I don't know if that's too aggressive
We could try.
on there, but we would need the applications in before that date so that the council could review them.
I think the first thing is decide what size you want, and then go from there. You know, you want 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever, and then this way we know what we're looking for. And then naturally, when you put the ad out, put what their resume is and what involvements they have, what qualities they have, what qualifications they have. And I think Rory could handle all of that between Facebook, between the town website, and between the Totucket Times. You get the word out.
Yeah,
You may have to solicit people. It's not,
Yeah.
this is not one of those sexy boards and commissions that everyone wants to raise their
Right.
hands. It's an intellectual, it requires a lot of work and thinking, and most people don't even know what it means. So I think you may have to reach out to folks and talk to people in the community and get them to sign up for this.
Does the charter provision precluding people from holding more than one appointed position come into effect?
Yeah, yes. More than one appointed position?
is it appointed or elected? Did it say? You can't have a third
Yeah, I got the charter
elected?
here, hold on a second.
Well, I'm saying the town charter provision where people can only hold one
Oh,
position.
right, be on one board or commission.
Correct.
Yeah, they could be people of other commissions or boards, but no more than
Well, I don't know,
one-third.
there's something in our charter that says you cannot. So that's what Rory's question
Yeah, let me
is.
pull that one up as well.
But the charter might be in conflict with the bill that was passed in 2015, so we don't know that.
It sounds like the bill allows no more than 1/3 of it, but it may
To
be that the
elected.
charter.
To be elected.
Oh.
Looking for the provision here. Yeah, it's in charter, of course, it's at the end, 10-3. No person shall hold more than one elective or council-appointed office position or committee membership at the same time in the town of North Branford, except that a notary public or JP, or membership on a joint board, commission, or committee, or coordinating body, and no person shall hold incompatible town offices as set forth in the general statutes. So you have your charter. You're bound by this, it looks like, as well, your charter. Because it's not inconsistent with the state statute. That's no more than 1/3. Wait, this is clearly none, 0. So you have to have people that are not in any elective or council-appointed office, position, or committee membership. That's a provision you have in your charter already.
Okay.
All right, so is that in conflict with the bill that was passed? Because this here says no more than 1/3 of whom can hold another municipal office.
Right, so if you read that, I interpret that as that has a maximum. So if your charter said 2/3 can hold another office and be on the Charter Revision Commission, the state statute would trump that. However, it says no more than 1/3 may hold another office. Your charter is even more restrictive, saying 0 may hold another office. So that's not inconsistent.
So what do we go by? We go by
The charter in this case, because it's
The
not
bill does-
inconsistent with the statute, or the state statute. It's not inconsistent. It's more restrictive.
Okay, I'm
if
missing your
anything.
point.
So we have to find people that are not appointed and/or elected to any board or council.
All right, that's why I'm reading this differently. It says no more than 1/3 whom can, C-A-N, hold
Right.
another municipal office.
You're reading the state statute, correct?
I'm reading the bill that was passed.
Correct. Okay,
Yes.
so what he's saying to you is,
The charter doesn't say that.
you're right.
I
So-
got that.
And when bill making, when you have a state statute, the state statute will typically surmount the charter, but in this case, the charter does not fall outside the guides of the state statute, so our limitations being more, we would default to the charter. That's why, so we're not above and beyond what the state statute has indicated. Thus, it doesn't bring us down to the state statute, but we are more restricted than the state statute, thus we have to follow the charter. So the state statute, you're right, 10 years, we'll have to go look into it. The charter will then stipulate we can only have folks that are not part of our council or appointed or within any involvement that are unaffiliated.
Well, we can have,
Not unaffiliated, I should
we
say.
can have
in
council members, correct? We can not have any?
You can have them ex officio members if you'd like, but you can't have them true members of the
Oh,
commission.
okay,
They could be advisory ex officio, sure, but non-voting.
okay.
You have to come up with
You
the
keep
5
it-
people that are not on anything right now.
Obviously, you have to go to a smaller group because you're gonna have a hard time finding people that are not affiliated to anything. Is there a loophole that if someone wants to be on this, can they leave a commission?
Sure.
Okay, so, you know.
Or we need fresh meat.
So,
That's another way to say it.
One way to go about
New
it.
me, is that what you said?
fresh meat.
I know he said fresh, I was saying new me.
So my suggestion, my suggestion would be that we have no more than 7, probably preferably 5. It's a minimum of 5. I would go with 7. The max is 15. I would go for an odd number on the committee.
I agree. 5 and 6 or 7.
Yeah, I
Odd
think
number.
it's smaller too, just because it's hard enough to get
Well,
consensus.
7 in case somebody can't make it, you always have basically enough people there to do something. 5, people, 2 people don't show up, you only got 3 people. So if you have 7, then 2 people don't show up, you still got 5 people
Yeah.
anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I guess, so do we have to have a motion to say that we're forming a commission? No, we're
No,
just
you can
going by
just- You
the,
can just instruct, the consensus is to instruct the town manager to publicize this, and you folks can start publicizing it with your groups that you're connected with. And then next month, come back, someone can make the motion to form the Charter Revision Commission, set forth the number of members, when they want the final report to be completed, which they have to do, and anything this body would like that commission to consider. You don't have to give them anything, you can just have them consider the entire charter. Because even if you tell them to consider something,
they can look at anything.
they could say, we had instructions to consider purchasing department. We did, and we're not making any changes. They don't have to do it, what you asked them to do. And they can do more than you've asked them to do, so it's a big, they can do anything they want. But then it's up to you to approve and send to the
Right.
voters what they've done. So there's a lot of checks and balances going on here.
So if they come back with, let's say, seven things, we can accept
Any or all, or
any or
none.
all. We cannot change, like if they come back, can we change?
Yeah, okay, let's just say they come back and they say that your group will have 11 members and not 9 members. You can say, no, we don't like that idea. We think we should have 7 members on this body, on this council. Go back and talk about that. And you'll have a meeting with them to discuss it. They're then going to come back and give you their final answer, and it could be, this
okay.
body should be 11, and then you have a choice of saying, no, we reject that, thank you for it. We're not sending that to the voters.
Okay.
And then the voters can have a referendum to try to get it out, but
Correct.
practically, you don't have to accept anything they've proposed, but you do have the opportunity to suggest when they come back that they think about something differently and maybe change what they've proposed, but they don't have to follow your advice.
Okay, so that's where we have to set the dates of certain things.
You want to set the end date, we'll set the end date in time so you can have everything backfilled before
Right,
then.
okay.
And then typically when we start the first meeting, I talk to the group and tell them, here's your deadline. You've got to have a draft report done by this day because you have to have a public hearing before you start. You have to have another public hearing before you vote on the draft report. You have to fit everything in without having all the meetings, in a 2-week period.
Right, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it work. And we have time to make it work even in February. And your charter's not that big, it's what, 30-something pages?
It's not very large.
No, I thought it was like 16 pages.
Some days
Well,
that's
it's
it. Well,
32.
depends on, I guess, how big.
Is that double-sided? Okay,
It's actually, I'm sorry, 16 pages, yeah.
okay. Okay,
So we can make suggestions as to what we think we want them to look at.
And yeah, you folks should think
Yeah.
about that for your next meeting.
For the next meeting.
Is there anything that you'd like them to consider? You have to get consent of this body and have that voted on
okay,
when you create the commission.
Okay.
okay.
Cliff, you on?
Okay, so Rory, can you get things together and start advertising for that?
Absolutely.
And then I just ask all of the council members to please come to the February meeting with, if you have specific things in the charter that you would like them to look at so we can discuss.
Where can we get a copy of the complete charter?
In the blue packet that you got when you were sworn in as a
I remember
council
that.
member in,
That was the complete,
yes, that's the
It's-
complete.
It's also
charter.
online, so if anyone wants to go online and do a Control F, you could search it that way too. very
Okay.
easily.
But you have a printed copy in that blue folder that you got that night. Everyone got that folder, so we should all have a printed
Okay.
copy of the charter.
I'll email everyone a link to the online version as well.
okay, that's good.
Okay, moving on to new business. Item A, rescission of easement at 99 Durrell Farms Road easement. I think this is our engineer, here has some information.
Yes, so the easement that RWA is going to utilize on our property to extend their water main, distribution main, they were unable to obtain the easement from UI, so therefore they're not going to be able to put the water main in this, through this property. So we're looking to just rescind the previously approved easement, so that we just have it off the books.
Okay. There's a suggestion motion on page 48 of our packet.
So in this case, they're going to continue on down Sunset to Foxton Road, Route 80, instead of going through the easement property to Doral Farms.
Okay. All right.
Do you have the motion?
Yep.
I have it, yeah. Now therefore be it thereby resolved that the North Branford Town Council rescind the previously approved easement on 99 Doral Farms Road due to a change in circumstance involving the Regional Water Authority.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion was made by Counselor Diamond, seconded by Counselor Mace. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Next item, flags and brackets for town center. So this was discussed at Finance Committee, and I know Assistant Public Works Director Dan Celentano is here to give us a little bit more background in regards to this.
Yes, good evening. So last couple of years, Fran and I have been kicking around bringing this forward because the flags are aged. They were purchased in 1996, so we got our money's worth out of them, I'd say. They're torn, the wind's blowing them around, we're getting complaints through Facebook, through, phone calls. So long story short, I worked with Mike Downs prior. I solicited 3 companies, only one would do renderings for us for free, the other ones wanted to get paid to do it, so they provided renderings for us, quotes. We're doing around 50-something poles. So we put in to purchase 75. This way we have extra on the shelf. And if we wanted to increase the amount that we do or decrease, we could do that as well. So what we're looking for is 3 things pretty much. The okay to move forward and purchase something. We need to choose a design and then make a decision as to, do you want us to put this through the capital process, or was there another way you wanted to fund it?
Can you tell us the difference between the 2 flags that were quoted?
Yeah, so they quoted us vinyl at $21,000, which was a 3-year lifespan. And fabric at a 7-year lifespan for $29,000. So it's a little skewed because we purchased the last ones in 1996 and got all that time out of them, and now they're saying 3 and 7 years.
That's actually manufacturing today.
I know things are made cheaper nowadays, but that's quite the.
Yeah.
What material were they made out of?
So our current ones are fabric. Yeah. I would say fabric's got more durability than vinyl.
Yes, I mean, I've got quite a few years out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing too, we're looking to go with the 2-post style bracket, so they'll be tight, versus the ones we have now, we're flopping all over the place in the wind, which really was taking a toll on them.
And we still got 30 years out of them.
And we still got 30 years out of them, so
I have a question for you. Where
Yeah.
are they made? Are they made in America, I hope?
yeah, they're made, it looks like Minnesota.
Okay.
That's where we're purchasing them from. Yeah, I would have to,
Is that where they're drop shipped or?
I would have to look into it to see if they're actually
That should be a
made.
question, make sure they're made in America.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
No, good point, because nowadays everything is, assembled in America, but.
Right. Make sure we
Do
have
they,
that if you don't mind.
do they tell you the thickness and quality of them? Because I know personally buying flags, I bought some cheap ones and they don't last long at the house.
Yeah, I don't have a thickness on here, but I could get that for you and
Okay,
get back.
so,
They actually gave us a weight on the vinyl, 22 ounce. So,
All right, so this is putting up a flag on every pole in the center in both Northford and North Branford.
Yes, yep.
So if we, I mean, because the cost is, you know, $30,000 for the cloth ones.
Mhm.
So if we did half, got new flags and did every other pole instead of every pole to start, we can either commit to the whole thing, if this is too much, because we haven't budgeted for any of this on here. We could commit to the whole thing and just say, great, we're just gonna do it all at once. Or we could phase it in and still get new flags, but do every other pole instead of every pole. And still do both sides of town.
How do we explain that to the poles that don't get a flag?
Well, I don't know. That will be your job. To answer all of those calls.
Starbucks will help with that, you know, we don't have to do those polls or.
So where are the
So,
poles located, so I know?
So I have the pole maps here. It's pretty much like North Branford would be from Atwater Library to the Tilcon Bridge. And then down 139, we went a couple poles. And then Northford, we started at Dunkin' Donuts and went past the library. And then V down, usually to the rec center, Company 4 ambulance, somewhere's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, scaling it back, I don't think you really, I think it would still look good if we scaled it back to every other pole, and we might even be able to do a hair more, because I was figuring extra on the shelf, because that was always an issue when one broke, you know.
Anyone ever consider putting some along the park and the police station? On that little strip there?
It hasn't been considered, but it is a good idea.
Finally, something I agree with.
That would be spending more money, right?
Well, no, we're gonna go every other pole. So we get a few extra flags.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to do from the Auger House to the food pantry.
it would be telephone poles.
Okay.
Yes.
So the discussion is, do we just go for it all at 29,450? Or do we cut this down? How much is in, because we don't have this budgeted for, so if we did it now, it would have to come out of contingency if we did it, that we wanted to do it now. Or we wait until budget season and we build it into the budget for next year, and we wouldn't be able to order them until July 1st. So we wouldn't have them for 4th of July.
Yeah, you want.
Which is also the 250th birthday of the United States, so I think we want them before then.
Yeah.
I think so.
Memorial Day parade as well.
Yeah. So, that is,
How are we doing contingency? Did we
That's-
did that?
156,960 as of today.
because part of contingency was, you know, the administrator's pay increase, all of that is taken out of
Yeah,
there.
there was 238.5 when we started. We bought some toters, and the administrator raised the number, and we're down to 156,960.
Okay. So we have 156,000 in contingency. We are 7 months through our fiscal year. This is $30,000. If we did the whole thing.
What do you want, Rose? You want the whole thing?
No, I'm throwing it out there. I'm one vote, just like the rest of you. So,
If we did half, what would you think the prices would go up?
No, Rory actually had me ask that question this morning. We confirmed the price is the same whether we do half or all. And just be mindful, if we did all, we do have to go through the bid process, which takes a little bit of time. I think we would get it done before May,
well,
but
we don't necessarily have to do the holiday design flag right away. We
True.
could do just the American flag.
Why don't we do
and
the American one now, and we'll
And the
appropriate
brackets.
for the holiday one in the August meeting.
And it would be nice to have the American one
for the celebration in July.
Right,
And get an idea of what these are like too. You know, buy half of them, do the American ones, see what they feel like, look like, come up, get put up like, and then make another appropriation for this in August.
Yeah, we would need all the brackets, though.
Okay.
So that puts us over 15, which I think there's plenty of time. We would just have to go out to bid.
Okay.
So is the idea to have the brackets up and different seasons change the flag? Is that what we're, like, different holidays and things like that?
Yeah, just American flag right now, and then the season's greetings in the Christmas time. But the one, it's 2 brackets on each pole, that's why we're buying 150. The one set of brackets does both flags.
Oh, at the same time?
No,
you-
same
They
style.
can use the same bracket for if the American flag is up, and then if they take the American and put the holiday, it's the same brackets. They
Yeah.
just change
Oh,
the
okay.
flag.
Versus right now, we're 2 separate style brackets, we have to flop back and forth.
Did you choose?
Oh, they would, yeah. We just had to choose a rendering, and then they would get us a sample.
We're not gonna put the seal on it, so just use, for that case, just put the American flag.
Why, does it seal more?
We don't want
No.
the seal on the American flag.
No.
I don't want the seal,
No.
I just want the flag.
He just
No, no,
provided both to show,
It's too busy with the seal.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
North Branford.
I like the one that says North Branford.
Put away.
So this is-
Flag. That's what I
This
was
is to
gonna
purchase
say.
15 flags or 14 flags? Is that
No.
what this proposal is?
no, total, this would be 150 flags, 75 for each, 75 American, 75 holiday, and 150 brackets to do the 75 poles.
But if
And
we,
then, that does give us extra, because we were right around 50-something poles. We were trying to leave extra for when they break, or if we wanted to increase and do something in front of the PD, or, you know.
Yeah, I think that whole strip would look good. I don't like it. Because you go down 22.
It's too busy.
Yeah.
with the seal. It's too busy.
It's about $200 a flag.
And you could bump the brackets down a little bit. We don't need that many extra.
well, if you did,
That'll get dirty.
if we did 50 flags, and it's like every other pole, and you'd probably have some extra to do by the police station, the park, you know, through there. Because if you're ordering 75 and that gave you a few extra on the shelf, you know, half is 40 if you round it to 80.
Yep.
So I just did, you would be at 50, so then you only need 100 brackets on there. You
Yes.
might order, you would be below the bid threshold.
Yeah,
And not
that
do
helps.
holiday flags, just do the American flag.
Then we can get more next year.
We can
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
We can budget for it, then you don't have to, I mean, you've done all this work with this company on
Yeah.
here, and it's the same price whether we get 75 or 40, whatever, on there. I say we just do a lesser quantity, we don't do the holiday flags, on there, that cuts it down, and that,
Can you mix the flags too, like, or do they all have to be the same print?
No, they seemed easygoing. I mean.
Because if
it's
they're
up
all
to
the
us.
same, it seems like maybe a little monotonous. If you were to do like one flag and then every other pole a different flag, it might be
Yeah,
nice too.
we could do that, and, yeah.
We're only gonna have one flag, right?
well, we're only ordering one flag to start.
Yeah.
Yes, the initial one is to get the American flag, so we have it in time for Memorial Day. And then we will also have them for the 4th of July.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know, yeah, Ron's saying order like 25 regular and 25 of maybe a different variation is what you're saying.
Right, just so they're
mix
flags,
it up.
but every other one's a little different, so they're not so monotonous.
It's,
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
yeah, whatever,
Well, we can come up with I guess, the design
Yeah.
after. Let's just get the.
Yeah, if you can order a sample so that
Okay.
we can see but we'll move forward. Is the consensus to move forward with it? And just the American flag at this point in time? Is that- Okay. So Do I hear a motion to move forward with new flags and brackets, US flag only, 50 for a quantity, which will do roughly every other pole in the center of Northford and North Branford, and also do some in this, on the center of Route 22, and to take it out of contingency.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, second by Councilor Zampano. Any further discussion?
I just, maybe I was confused, but we cut the order in half because we're not doing the holiday, but we're still doing every other poll? We're not going to do every poll now?
Right. That was the proposal. Because then during budget season, we can plan, we can plan for the holiday flags, and if we have to, if we want to add other, yeah, to do more polls, then we
So I
can.
have a question. Based on the motion now, it's under $10,000?
It'll be under 15 because Public Works has a $15,000 threshold.
So we can take it out of contingency and then get the rest of the flags after
Yeah.
we see this here, okay.
Yeah, we can plan for it during our budget season
Okay.
for the next budget.
For the other $15,000 to get the rest of the flags, I take it.
Right, right. Okay.
Start that already.
Yep.
And Madam Mayor, to clarify, that includes 100 brackets to go with the 50 flags?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Correct.
Or if you have to order a little bit more, it's fine, as long as you stay under the
Yeah.
15,000
Okay.
threshold.
And we're going with the one style American flag, or we're mixing?
I don't think it matters now. We're doing every other poll.
Okay.
We can look at that if we order more, when we order more, to change them up.
Are we gonna validate the quality or the manufacturer?
I will, yeah, I have to obtain 3 quotes anyways, so I'll compare them with the thickness and the weight, however they do it here.
Yeah.
I can even ask for a sample if we're,
And where they're made, just,
Yeah. I agree.
So I guess to add to Tom, if you find out they're made overseas, are you still gonna order them or you can't order them?
that's,
What?
yeah,
We'll do our
Madam
research.
Chairperson?
yeah.
Do you want to put it in the motion?
Yeah, I'll amend my motion to say that it is on discretion of Public Works to determine quality of the flags ordered, and we'll make that determination to order
That is made in America.
Right, and the place of manufacture.
and place of manufacturing.
Second.
Are we considering, that's good?
Yeah.
We'll obtain a sample before making
Yeah,
a purchase
great.
this big.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item is military disability tax exemption for land.
So currently, the town of North Branford exempts 100% of the property tax on dwellings for 100% service-connected disabled veterans. The legislature recently approved an additional exemption that would be up to 2 acres of land in addition to the dwelling. So currently, the land is taxed, the dwelling itself is not. There's an option for the town to also exempt up to 2 acres of the property itself. So the assessor provided a figure. Currently, the exemption as it stands exempts $242,372. By adding the land additionally, it would be an additional $149,497.
Okay, so there is a
I'll make a
suggested
motion
motion.
that the
Okay.
town of North Branford exempt up to 2 acres of land for the qualifying veterans as permitted by PA 25-68.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Diamond. Discussion?
I have a question. I'm not familiar with PA 25168. What kind of a disability connected? Is it, do they have to be 100% disabled? or
100%
10%
service.
disabled?
Correct.
100%
Oh.
service disability.
Okay,
from
I'm
the
just
service.
curious, okay.
Any other discussion? I did check with the assessor also. Unfortunately, he could not be here tonight because he's been out sick. But this would go into effect for the grand list of October 1st, 2025, which is the tax bill that would come out in July of this year. So if we vote on it tonight, it will be effective for the next tax bills that come out on there. All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Property assessment deferral application for 32 Ciro Road, North Branford.
So the town planner received this assessment deferral application. We had it certified by the assessor, collector, and planner to make sure it complies with the town's assessment deferral policy. The proposal is for a 9,000 square foot building for a fencing company. The parcel is currently vacant. The application satisfies all the requirements in the program guidelines approved by the council. If you approve this tonight, you would declare the project eligible, and the town attorney would draft an assessment deferral agreement that would come into effect when the construction of the project is completed.
I'll read the suggested motion that the town council authorize the town attorney to draft an assessment deferral agreement with the applicants to accordance with the town's assessment deferral program and authorize the town manager to execute the same.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Zampano. Discussion?
Question.
Yep.
This is the same program that we're using for, let's say, new businesses, like the Starbucks that's being built, right? Same idea?
Same, it's our tax deferral
Got it.
program.
We're
Yep.
good. Yeah,
Yep.
More business friendly.
Yep. So, and the way it works is, I mean, this is, if you buy an existing property, it has to increase by 35%.
Got it.
So this one here is totally new construction, so it definitely
Very good.
meets that.
Should the motion reference 32 Cyril Road, just as the applicants, no
I
reference to
will
the property?
amend my motion to stipulate 32 Cyril Road, North Branford, Connecticut, 06471.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay. 2025 grand list.
The assessor is not feeling well tonight. He's getting over the flu, so he provided me a statement to read to you. I asked him if he'd be available in February. If you have additional questions, we can have him come at that point. The 2025 grand list reflects a transition from the prior revaluation year. By comparison, the 2024 grand list increased by approximately $500 million, driven largely by a 50% increase in residential values resulting from the 2020 revaluation. With the new revaluation cycle now complete, the town has returned to a more typical growth environment in which new taxable value is generated primarily through targeted assessment activity rather than broad market appreciation. Organic growth remains limited due to structural factors, including the Water Authority's ownership of approximately 1/3 of the town's gross land area and infrastructure constraints along the Route 80 corridor. Despite these limitations, the net taxable grand list increased by $13,453,527, or 0.72%. The gross taxable real estate grand list increased by $295,298, or 0.02%. Targeted commercial revaluations helped offset valuation shortfalls and prevented a reduction in the gross real estate grand list. Of the 682 building permits issued between October 2nd, 2024 and October 1st, 2025, 163 permits demonstrated potential to add value, with 116 completed in time for inclusion in the current grand list. Notable additions include the taxation of the pharmacy at BH Care and increased valuation at the plaza located at 280 Branford Road. The net taxable real estate grand list decreased by $2,806,380, or 0.17%, attributable to an increase in 100% approved permanently and totally disabled veterans exemptions. The gross personal property grand list increased by $290,530, or 0.33%. Verification and confirmation of reported data for several larger accounts contributed to the addition of taxable value and helped avoid a reduction in the personal property grand list. Given routine depreciation of approximately 5% annually and limited new capital investment, sustained growth continues to depend on carefully monitoring and the effective use of all available assessment tools. The net personal property grand list increased by $7,675,467, or 13.79%. This increase is primarily the result of a review of exemption claims, with disallowed exemptions that did not qualify under the intent and interpretation of state law, as well as the effective use of near map imagery. The gross motor vehicle grand list increased by $8,741,070, or 5.72%. After exemptions, the net motor grand list increased by $8,584,440, or 5.89%. Motor vehicle values are stabilizing as the town enters the second year of Senate Bill 501, which implemented accelerated depreciation to provide taxpayer relief. As anticipated, the first year resulted in a significant grand list adjustment. Current growth levels now reflect expected trends associated with new vehicle purchases. Respectfully submitted, Dave Ambrose.
Okay, so this is the grand list information that he will be submitting to the state for January 31st, correct? Okay, so there, and it's tough to ask any questions because Dave's not here, but he'll come to the next meeting, but this is just information. There's nothing for us to vote on, and there's additional information in our packet in regards to who has assessment deferrals out there, you know, which properties, and stuff like that. So there's information, more information for us there. Okay. Next item is request to modify extra duty vehicle charges.
The Police Commission voted to increase the hourly rate for police vehicle use at private duty jobs from $25 an hour to $50 an hour, effective February 1st. They've also voted to use the funds as indicated in the memo that's in your packet. Funds from the vehicle use fund are often used to purchase new police vehicles, and that's where the vast majority of the allocation will go.
They also mentioned that we are one of the lowest, with only 25.
Right, we are in the area. We're
Yeah.
probably the lowest on there. So there is a suggested motion on page 64.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Be it hereby resolved that the North Branford Town Council, pursuant to the recommendation of the Board of Police Commissioners, revises the hourly rate charged for police vehicle use from $25 to $50 per hour effective February 1, 2026, and furthermore directs the Treasurer Finance Director to account for the funds as developed above.
Second.
Detailed above.
Second that.
Motion was made by Counselor Diamond, seconded by Deputy Mayor McMillan. Discussion?
Question.
Yep.
So this is slated to take effect Feb. 1, and today is January 20th. That only gives the public, what, 20 days to understand this? Is that reasonable? Do we normally afford at least 30 days?
I believe the police commission, when I talked to Chief Lovelace, they were already doing some preliminary, outreach. To the,
Okay.
it's like the UI or
Yeah.
whenever they're doing road work and stuff like that. So it's not a lot of different companies
Very good.
on there. So
Thanks.
he felt that that date was fine.
Very good.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
Motion carries. Okay, item G, we,
Set the motion for this to set the public ordinance.
oh, this is the one that we're gonna table because they're gonna have more information at our next meeting.
Gotcha.
Is that it?
Yep. Table.
Okay, do I have a motion to table?
Motion to table.
Second?
I'll second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Miller. Is that who- okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Okay, motion passes. Next is set public hearing for proposed ordinance 2026-01 entitled Blight Ordinance Revisions. This is we did the emergency one last week, which is only good for 60 days. This now goes through the whole process of amending an ordinance. So it'll be very similar to what we did last week. So let's set it for February 17th, which is our next meeting, at 7 PM.
All right.
So,
I make the motion to set, North River Town Council sets public hearing for February 17th. You want it at 7:15?
7 o'clock.
At
7 o'clock.
7 PM, in accordance to Chapter 120 of the Code of North Branford entitled Blight, and added by the following language: upon application to the town council, the council, after hearing for cause shown, may reduce and abate civil penalties or can costs imposed by hereunder.
Second.
Okay, motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Diamond. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. I think it was 7:15 because they thought we might have had the other one at 7.
Oh,
which
that
we
makes
don't.
sense, okay.
So, we had 2. Okay, next, moving on, pension compliance analysis.
So the town's police pension document expires June 30th of this year. And as we look to begin negotiations, it was brought to our attention that the town's defined benefit programs have not been reviewed for legal compliance in some time. The last time the pension was negotiated was 2016, and it was attempted at that time, but the recommended changes did not go through for the police pension. For the other two, the fire and the town employee pension, the changes were adopted at that time. So we reached out to the town attorney and asked to connect us with some attorneys who specialize in pension compliance. And we were referred to Virginia McGarity at Robinson Cole. So Anthony and I met with her to discuss what it would look like, how much it would cost. She said it was difficult to put a figure on it, not having seen the documents. And of course, she won't look at the documents unless, we engage her to do so. But based on her experience, she said the plans that were updated in 2016 should not require a large amount of work. The police document may require a little bit more, but we asked her if she would be able to ballpark it, and she said individually, none of them should approach the bid threshold. Combined, perhaps.
Okay.
I have a question. Do you know what they charge as an hourly rate
It's
Not
in the
how many hours, but what their hourly rate is to do something like this?
Yeah, so
memo.
Virginia is the head of the pension compliance practice there. Her rate is $500 an hour. Her associate, who would also be working on the project, would be $350 an hour.
Okay, so there's a motion on page 66 of our packet.
You need a motion?
Mhm.
The North River Town Council authorizes the town manager to execute an engagement letter with Robinson & Cole to conduct a legal review of the town's pension plans.
Second?
A motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Diamond. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay, the next is awarding of RFP 926021, commissioning agent for the Edward Smith Library HVAC.
So the PPBC conducted an RFP for the commissioning agent. They received 8 responses and selected Sustainable Engineering Services, and in an amount not to exceed $35,000. They'll review the specifications and commissioning of the HVAC system as the project progresses.
So are they, because there were 3 different ways we could fix
Mhm.
Edward Smith Library, so are they making a recommendation of which way we should go and how much it's going to cost? Because originally, when we applied for the steep grant for this, they took the middle of the road option on there. But when we got everything back, it was determined that we might not necessarily have to do that one. But they were waiting for this part of it to be done. So is that going to change?
Just the assessment.
Yeah, this is for the commissioning agent. I believe that was, they've already brought on an engineer to do the design work.
So they don't have that done yet?
I believe they did.
They just had to go with the existing type.
I'm sorry?
They just had to go with the existing structure, I believe, within there.
Yeah, they did set a budget. We were setting up a meeting with the folks for the steep grant to start that process moving forward. We were waiting on them selecting a budget. But this is a different item.
Oh, this is commissioning once it's in?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This isn't the same commissioning agent that was used on the police department, is it?
I'd have to check. I'm not
I don't think so.
It's a valid question, guys.
I don't think that they would think that same person.
Gotta hope.
Yeah, I don't think it is. The name does not look familiar as the same person.
No, that's.
Okay.
All right, so the North River Town Council hereby authorizes the town purchasing agent to award a contract to Sustainable Engineering Services LLC, SES, of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, in an amount not to exceed of $35,000 for the Edward L. Smith Library Commissioning Services.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Diamond. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay, the next item is award RFP 926016, Retirement Plan Investment Consultant. So this is a recommendation from the pension committee that came through from their December meeting. This went out to bid earlier last year, and this is the recommendation from the pension committee to come forward.
Can I make this?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Be it hereby resolved, the North River Town Council, based on the recommendation of the pension committee, votes to award RFP 926016 to USI based on their revised response.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Counselor Diamond. Questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to fee 14 BPS, 13 BPS, just, what are those
It's
fees?
basis points. It's the way
Oh,
they,
So a basis point is 1/100th of a percent.
Okay.
that's
Is
the way
that
all
the
the
same
bid.
company?
It's the same company we
Yeah.
currently have,
Yeah.
correct.
They've done a great job. Responsive, always there. They've done a good job.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay, audit status fiscal year 25-26.
That should be 24, 25, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Still in progress. Had a request today for some information, like 121 by 225. They had the information back. That should be the last piece. They're gonna give me a draft. I'll do the MD&A section, get that to them, and then they'll be able to finalize it on their end.
Okay, so right now, are we on just a 1-month extension
We're on
to
a 1
January
month. Yeah.
31st?
Correct, but she is asking that we file an additional 1 month to give her to the first week or so of February to make sure everything is in through their internal review and everything else.
Okay. Okay. All right, on to finance report as of 12/31/25.
The financial report you have in front of you, December 25 compared to December 24. You notice the revenue is 100% on target with last year. It's kind of never really happens. 57.9%. The taxes, again, are a little bit higher than the year before, 64.4%, the biggest revenue source, compared to 64.2% from the prior year. On the expense side, again, aside from the confusion with the consolidated cost center, which we're going to resolve, again, we can't transfer money between departments per the charter until after April 1. We'll resolve those overages there. Aside from that, there's no other departments that are over expended. At this point, it remains pretty much unremarkable. Slightly ahead of last year, but nothing significant.
Okay.
I just have one question, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
This report that we've been getting, it looks the same as it always looked. Are you using it through Munis, or is it still, how are you generating this?
This is the report comes off of Munis like this for all the different departments, and then I consolidate it onto a spreadsheet. I can certainly give you the.
I mean, is that for our benefit, because this is easier, you
Well,
think,
it's
to
a
look at?
one-pager. The expenses are 50 pages of expenses.
Okay, no, that's fine.
This consolidates, and the revenue is,
I just didn't know if it was gonna change with
11
Munis or
pages,
not.
no. They don't have a canned report that mirrors the budget document from a budget to actual kind of perspective.
Thank you.
Okay. So item N, administrator equity adjustments, and item O, Reed's Gap Road property request. These are items that will be discussed in executive session first. And if there's any voting on those items, we'll come out of executive session and go back to vote on those. So we're just gonna move on the agenda. So the next item is citizen statements and petitions. Any comments? Citizen statements? Oops.
Chuck Larkin, 62 Clear Lake Manor Road. I'm a member of the Veterans Service Commission. I'd just like to say thank you for your vote in favor of the veterans tax deferral. It's a great thing for all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other visitor comments? Okay.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session. Which one are we gonna start with? Can we start with,
Yeah, let me see. Start with item. Is item E on here administrator? Rory, is item E the administrator?
we have to come in, come out, come in, come out.
Equity adjustment?
Yeah.
Yeah, E is the equity adjustments.
Okay, so we're gonna start with E because we have some members that need to
I have a 3
leave.
AM flight, so I have to.
So we're just gonna go out of order a little bit, so that's the first one we're gonna do. So go ahead.
All right, so, yeah, go to exec session for item E, I'm sorry, item 15E, pursuant to CGS 1-206A, discuss strategy with respect to bargaining.
Include,
Including town attorney, town manager, town finance director, and
Do
I
we-
think that's it, right?
doing, no, we don't need town finance director, I don't think, on this, on the report. 'Cause he's part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just the town attorney and the town manager to be included with the town council. No.
Okay. Yeah, you released that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, going into executive session.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay. All right, we are back in regular session. We are on item 13O, Reed's Gap Road property request.
Make a motion to authorize the acting town manager to act as stipulated during our executive session.
Second.
Motion was made by Deputy Mayor McMillan, seconded by Councilor Diamond. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes. Okay. That ends that. Now we're going into executive session.
Did you want to note item N, Madam Mayor, 13? No action.
Item N is tabled to our February meeting. Item N was administrator equity adjustments. That is tabled until our February meeting. So now do I have a motion as set forth to go into executive session as set forth in CGS section 1-231 and 1-206 to discuss correspondence received from the town attorney, which communication is privileged by the attorney-client relationship pursuant to CGS section 1-210B10.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who do you want, Madam Mayor?
In
To
the-
include town manager, town attorney, and town finance director.
All right, motion amended to include the folks stipulated.
Okay,
We have to turn it off?
yeah.
Thanks, town.